So here we are at the start of the adventure at Thargomindah. No gas. Fortunately, the big BMW's got enough to get us to Nakundra. And old mate here just went and pulled some out of his four-wheeler or something and gave it to Michael for his 1290. So we're going to head out to Nakundra and camp tonight, and then head to Cameron Corner, cross the border tomorrow, camp out somewhere on the Strzelecki. Thargomindah. So here's the bikes. We got Chris here on his, Michael on his 1290 Super Adventure, all kitted up, fully sponsored, Moscow. And then we've got Chris here on his 790 with his fancy new shoes. So the lone BMW, 2 KTMs, no Hondas this trip. Okay, so day one saw us. We met up at the McDonald's in Bow Desert, travelled out to Boulogne. It's a fairly boring ride on the blacktop, but a good way to ease into the trip. And the Boulogne Hotel is a great place to stay with friendly staff and locals and secure bike parking. Day two, we left the thriving township of Boulogne and made it to the Nakundra Waterhole, a free camping area in close proximity to the Nakundra Hotel. If you are ever in the area around lunchtime, do yourself a favour and get the hamburger, but more on that later. Day three in the adventure was getting real. 450 kilometres of mostly gravel and patches of sand, some of it maybe 8 to 10 inches deep. We camped out by the Strzelecki Creek, not too far from the Murdy station. And day four was about 500, nearly 600 kilometres of mostly dirt, the famous Strzelecki track, which was in pretty good condition. And little did I know I would be riding this again solo in a few days. But again, more on that later. So 4 days and 2,000 kilometres, that's approximately 1,200 miles later, and we made it to the Flinders. Well worth the effort. Look at the colours there, the wildflowers. So this is the Grey Range, and my understanding is that all the water on this side runs into the Murray-Darling Basin, and on the other side runs into the Lake Eyre catchment. But don't quote me on that, I'm not a geologist. But this is obviously the other side of the Grey Range. Goes on and on. Thanks a lot, Michael. Give way to big trucks. He can't go on that soft shoulder, he'll destroy it. Alright, this is where we stayed last night. Down by the beautiful Billabong. So we're going to head down to Cameron Corner this morning and then on to the Streslecky. Camp out overnight tonight. So this is where the adventure starts. We're on the dirt and we've got a stampede of cows. Not sure why they needed to get on the other side of the road. Working on this road. Looks like they're probably getting ready to tar seal it. That's why they don't want any traffic on there. Alright, this is the real start of the dirt. Just let our tyres down. This is going to be all dirt for the next 2 days. This is where the KTMs had the real advantage in this area on off-road here. They just left me for dead. So yeah, so I'm happy just cruising along behind them anyway. So there's Michael on the big 1290. It was quite surprising to see a bit of water on across a couple of the tracks here. They'd had quite some rain, I think like a week before we went out there. There's quite a few little crossings and you never know how deep they are, so you know, pays not to go too crazy into them. Here's me just taking it easy. Alright, Cameron Corner, Queensland. I've been here I think 4 times now. It hasn't really changed. Except this time there's no one here. There's a couple of people showed up. Last time I was here there was like 40 Model Ts on a rally. There's hundreds of people here. We're going to make the big escape. This young lady's been nice enough to let us out of Queensland. We'll go over there and have a look at the marker. See you later. South Australia. Yeah, see what happens? They put a big sign up here. Can't go through there. So we had a steak sandwich at the Cameron Corner store there for lunch. It was well worth it. It's a bit of a rough track getting down there. We came in the back way. This was the only border gate that we could go through unless we went to Inaminka. So we had to come here. At this time we weren't allowed into New South Wales. So we went in and had a look. Oh, whoops, we did go into New South Wales there, look. So didn't get the COVID. So everything was all right. And then I did a quick little survey using my phone. And it looks like it's 5 seconds out in the latitude and 3 seconds out in the longitude. We'll have to get that sorted out. So that's the Cameron Corner, that's Queensland. The Go have a look at the New South Wales gate. See if it's closed. This is the New South Wales border gate. I'm not going through there. Look at that, it's not locked. No restrictions for anybody, all welcome. What's going on? Anyway, that's New South Wales, we can't go there. And South Australia. Well, we've just pulled up for the night next to the Murdy Creek. It's actually got water in it. Man, that road was so sandy. Unbelievable. I think the wind is just blowing all the sand onto the road. Yeah, look at this place. We've got a sufficient radius set up. Not a bad little campground. Let's get the tent set up. he's going to make it. You made it. Now we'll see how many litres it takes.
Well, it went to fucking 0. Just as to come out of Lyndhurst, and there was a guy in a ute, and I just tucked in behind him, and he's like, after about 5 k's, he like put the indicator on to pull over. I was like, what are you doing? So I come up to the window and said, mate, I've got no fuel left. I'm on 0 range. I'm just drafting you so I can make it.
And why are you guys so much later than me? What happened?
Oh, well, see, I let Chris my bike, and my second GPS, which has managed to stay on pretty much the entire ride,
Oh, it's escaped.
So
there's actually so much going on in his dash that
He wouldn't even notice that
I
it's
didn't
gone.
notice that it was gone until we got to an area and I rode up beside him.
it went, see you later.
Oh.
But yeah.
Oh well, we're all back together now. That's the main thing. All right, we're all linked back up again. Made it to Lee Creek. Check out our video and DVD selection. Don't see that every day. All right, here we go. So the story was Michael's GPS is Garmin Montana. I guess Chris was riding his bike and it fell off. He didn't notice it. Then they went back to try and find it and they couldn't find it. So there's a GPS unit somewhere along the Strzelecki track if anybody wants to go find it. It's 20 past 3 and we've got to get down to our accommodation in Rawnsley Park, so 110 speed limit here, so it's good, that'll help, and we'll get checked in. So that's pretty much it for this episode. We fueled up, made it into Rawnsley Park that evening. I guess Michael put 23 litres or whatever that tank holds. It was pretty much empty. And it's actually quite a nice ride down from Lee Creek, especially with the sun setting in the afternoon. So that's it for this episode, and we'll continue the adventure next time.